Alright guys, welcome back to another one. In today's video, I just want to sit down and have a simple chat between you and I. You know, chit chat. Let's put the video games aside for a few minutes and have a deep and meaningful. Today we're doing an update video. It's been a little while since I last did one of these. There's a few things that I want to talk about in regards to myself, the channel. I also have quite an exciting announcement. This is something that I have been working on for a while now, for the past few months. It's actually something that I've been meaning to do for a long time, like years. A long time. It's finally happening. Oh my god. And no, it's not the Kingdom Hearts 3 review. I'm sorry. I know. It still isn't a thing. The game came out in 2019. But maybe one day. So over the past couple of months, you guys may have noticed that in some of the videos where I'm showing my hideous self, I am wearing some merch. I put out a little teaser thing a few days back, just a short, just pretty much saying that merch is coming soon. It was actually supposed to release last month, but there were a few hiccups and I had to fix and change a few things. Merch is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. This is actually my second time doing merch though. I did create a few different merch pieces way back in like 2016, 2017. I didn't really put a lot of thought or effort into it. I was working with Spreadshirt at the time. This is one of the original pieces. Some of you guys may have this, and if you do,
you are an OG.
I wasn't really too happy though with Spreadshirt's quality. I've been wanting to get a little bit more serious with merch, and at the beginning of this year, Fourth Wall ended up reaching out to me to say, hey, do you want to start creating some product? And I was like, hey Tony, that sounds like a damn good idea. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. It didn't really go like that, and the guy's not called Tony, but it went something along the lines of, yeah, sure.
This sounds cool.
I'm happy to announce that as of right now, the Cynical clothing store is open. And because it's taken years for my sloppy ass to create merch, I've decided to go all out with this. I have over 30 different pieces currently available, including a t-shirt and hoodie with this design. This is the limited design. Wow, I'm a marketing genius. This design here will be available on a hoodie and a t-shirt for a limited amount of time. I'm thinking about a month to celebrate the grand opening of the shop. Isn't it cool? Is the greens going on? It's got a neat little artwork right there. Awesome. The hoodie that I'm wearing right now is the Young Master design. You can see the artwork that was done for me by Shield Draws many years ago, themed around the Young Master Xehanort. On all of the pieces too, it's got like a little icon that represents the theme of the design. So we got YM with Young Master Xehanort's eye right there. How about I show you some other pieces though? Wait, this is not Mickey Mouse. Disney, don't sue me for this. This is Jeff the Wilder Squirrel. That right there is only some of them. Yeah, I've been working really hard designing all of these different TGJ kind of logos and a few other designs as well. Of course, like I'm wearing right here, and the Sky one that I showed off, there is also 3 collaborative pieces between Sky, HMK, and Sarah. There's also a Keykeepers version of the TGJ logo as well. Now, to stay transparent with you guys, in order to keep prices sort of down, I don't actually make that much money on these products. Really, this is just bonus dollars for me. However, it has been a thing that's been suggested to me over the years that I should start doing merch. So finally, here we go. Here is an entire merch line for you guys to indulge in. Do know though that while I don't make a ton of money through the merch, it is certainly still relative and helps me out. The shop link is in the description down below and will continue to be in the description of every single video going forward. Depending on how well the merch goes, I do plan on adding new designs in the future as well as limited edition drops. So I'm going to talk about how the channel has been going over the past year. I returned from a lengthy hiatus back in November of last year, and we're actually fast approaching November. If you guys have been a viewer of mine over the past few years, you'll know that the channel has sort of been up and down. I'll kind of come back for a bit, do some content, and then dip out again. As I explained in the video coming back in November of last year, that this is due in part to my mental health and something that ended up happening back in 2020 with getting out of a relationship I so desperately needed to get out of. And since then, it's sort of just been this recovery period of getting myself right. This is the longest it's been since I have remained happy, working hard on content, staying consistent on the channel since about like 2018, I believe, which for me personally is massive. There's been a lot of changes in my life over the past few years, and one of these big changes is something that happened this year. I told myself that while of course we are going to remain with a Kingdom Hearts focus here on the channel, I really need to start sort of breaking the mold. I need to start making an effort to do different types of content. I also told myself that I should try to just focus on one thing. Trying to juggle both YouTube and Twitch is incredibly stressful. So I made it a thing where for this year, I'm going to focus primarily on YouTube. For the people that catch my streams, you'll probably know that I haven't streamed in quite some time. Streams have been on the absolute download. That is because for this year, I am focusing mainly on YouTube. That being said, I definitely do miss the streams. Like, I love streaming, and some of the best moments for TheGamersJoint, I feel, has come out of the Twitch stream. So I am thinking about doing some streams possibly sometime soon. I don't want to concrete it, but I have been missing it a lot, being able to just kind of sit down and chat with you guys and play games and act like a complete loose goose. But I feel like this year, the channel has finally been able to catch a small amount of freedom outside of Kingdom Hearts, and personally, for my own mental health, this has honestly done wonders, because it's genuinely so difficult to talk about a video game franchise that isn't a multiplayer game. It's not like Kingdom Hearts gets updates every single week like something like a live service game like Fortnite. You know, YouTubing about a game like that would be pretty straightforward. The game gets updated all the time. I try to ensure that when I am doing Kingdom Hearts content, it is either entertaining, funny, or interesting. But I've been doing this for a long time. I've been talking about Kingdom Hearts for like 10 years. And while there is certainly stuff still happening in Kingdom Hearts, it just doesn't happen all the time. Hence why I told myself it's time to start doing some other stuff. I think for the most part, it's been pretty successful. We've tried a whole range of different things throughout this year. This is definitely an experimental phase of the channel at the moment, dipping into the Platinum Trophy videos, which I have really, really enjoyed, and I think the reception across all 5, I believe I've done 5 so far, has been pretty successful. Covering news on other video games that piques my interest has been really nice and refreshing. 2024 is certainly the most ambitious I feel that TGJ has become out of all of the other years. Because of course, over time, I have done other stuff other than Kingdom Hearts. It's just to the level of consistency that 2024 is currently seen with other content. Yeah, this is the most consistent we've been with other content outside Cage. So it's been really nice, and I think this flow that I've got going on and the rhythm is something that I am going to keep up. It can be demotivating sometimes, like it really is hard to break out of the algorithm that is so used to pushing a certain type of content. So my channel is locked into Kingdom Hearts related content, and the algorithm does tend to push that content because the system knows I talk about Kingdom Hearts a lot. So when I'm doing other stuff, the algorithm doesn't tend to push that all too often. The other thing too is I also have to keep in mind that this is my job. This is how I make my living. And so it's finding this balance of doing Kingdom Hearts content because my views are better there to ensure that, hey, I actually do get paid each month, along with trickling in some other stuff outside of Kingdom Hearts to help grow the channel. For the first time in a long time, other than when Kingdom Hearts 4 got revealed back in 2022, the channel for the first time is seeing growth. We've been in the 200,000s for like a long ass time. I can't even remember when I hit 200k, but I believe it was something like 2018 or something. growth on the channel has been slow. This is obviously due in part to that I am only covering one specific game franchise, and again, it's not a multiplayer game, it is a single-player game franchise. I am surprised, though, that we even hit 200,000 just covering Kingdom Hearts. I think, and not to toot my own horn here, but that is an insane feat in itself. So it's surprising to see that we are slowly approaching 300k, but with talking about other stuff and doing other things, it's definitely helping to approach that number. I have to mention the Patreon thing though, because this is something that I really should have started a long time ago and refrained from doing so. We launched a Patreon this year and it's been pretty successful. It allows me to not stress about financials overly too much. It makes up a bit of a portion of my monthly income, and through that, it gives me a little bit more breathing room to focus on other content. So all of the other content that you guys have seen throughout this year, part of that is thanks to my patrons. So thank you guys so much. You're enabling me to reach, I guess, new heights with the channel and branch out a little bit. I really, really appreciate you guys. I think the most important thing though is I'm happy, and I mean, that's just a huge thing for me. It's just been such a long time since I've been in a position of feeling content with what I'm doing, happy and satisfied. Like really, it's just been a long ass time since I've hit the feeling I'm currently feeling. Because if my mental health is not all good, it's so difficult to bring myself to turn the camera on and to start acting eccentric and enthusiastic and to provide the stuff that I provide here on the channel. This job is a nightmare to do when you are feeling like absolute ass. And happiness isn't a permanent thing, by the way. You gotta work towards remaining happy, and so I've taken a lot of liberties to kind of change up my day in, day out routine. You know, trying to eat better, trying to get more sleep. Taking breaks is a super important thing because I generally just throw myself back into content and end up burning out. Well, the channel is certainly consistent and I am still working incredibly hard. In fact, the funny thing is, although I am more conscious about taking time out for myself, 2024 is honestly the hardest I've worked towards the channel. But it's because I'm taking these liberties of giving myself a little bit of breathing room and changing up things to do with my routine. It means that I can kind of keep up with the consistency and not hit a burnout point. All around though, I am really happy with how things are going on the channel. I'm just loving everything at the moment, and I think that's just a really good thing because, yeah, since like, I don't know, I feel like the break started back in like end of 2018, 2019. That's kind of when my dark phase ended up happening, and my mental health had just been really bad since then, up until kind of towards the end of last year. Thank you guys for sticking with me though over all of these years. It's honestly been a trip, and in a funny way, I feel like this is kind of the beginning of a new chapter. You know, we got Kingdom Hearts 4 on the horizon, that's super exciting, but just also too this new chapter in the channel, trying out new and different things. However guys, that's all for today. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out my other social media platforms. A big thank you to my wonderful patrons. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and we'll talk real soon.